Hey guys, so I just got back from seeing Drive-Away Dolls, a new Ethan Coen movie. If you don't know who Ethan Coen is, he is the one half of the greatest brother duo, director duo. I don't know what the hell you say. The Coen brothers. You know the Coen brothers, the guys that made Fargo, No Country for Old Men, The Big Lebowski, uh, True Grit. Name like fucking Serious Man is one of my favorite personal favorites of theirs that nobody mentions anymore. I really am. I'm a big fan of them as directors. Always have been. Um, and it seems like recently they've just been kind of doing like their own separate things. And this was a movie I was like, I was excited about when I first heard about it. Uh, because I saw the name attached to who was directing, saw who was directing. I'm like, okay, cool. It's one of the Coen brothers directing it. That's cool. But then it's one of those movies I almost fucking forgot this was a movie that existed because it never came out for a long time. Like I got a trailer for it like months and months and months ago, maybe even a year ago, and it never came out. Like and I know that's not the movie's fault. I know it's the actor strike, but an actors and writer strike that kind of caused that. But uh, when I saw this movie's finally coming out, I was like, "Yay!" This was actually more was like, "Oh yeah, that was something that was a movie that I got previews for. That's going to happen a lot probably over the next few months." Um, and to be honest, this movie was just okay. It was okay. Um, it's been getting okay reviews, and I can understand why. Um, I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. I was just in the middle about it. It's a movie that is definitely carried by its two leads, who are pretty good, have good chemistry together, and has some pretty funny lines. But a lot of times, it's one of those comedies where a lot of the jokes are hit and miss. And sometimes there's big gaps in between the hit and misses. And it's like, yeah, it's sort of like, yeah, that one landed, but then there'd be another joke. You're like, that didn't land. That didn't land. That didn't. Oh, there's another one. That didn't land. Like it's like it's not much of a talk about this movie. It's like it's a comedy, and it's like, yeah, some are good, jokes are good, some are not so good. It was definitely not one of the Coen's best movies. Like it seems like their best movies are when they direct together, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know why they. Is there a reason why they decided to split up? I don't know. Somebody in the comments could tell me. Um, but yeah, it's a movie. It definitely feels like it does. Definitely feels very Coen-y. That's a word. And that like it has a lot of the same tropes that you'd expect in a dark comedy directed by the Coen brothers, uh, including the comedic relief sidekicks that you follow throughout this movie who are trying to chase down these girls who are just very incompetent at what they do. And I've seen that stick done better. I'm not really blaming the people the people that play the characters. But I'm gonna try to one second. I'm gonna look something up. But yeah, like I don't blame the actors at all. Like I thought there was some, like I said, I thought the main girls were pretty good. Margaret Qualley, is that yeah, I can't say her name. The girl from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and I know fucking Geraldine. I'm not gonna say her last name. Try to say her last name. I never see her. Oh, she was in Blockers. That's what I thought she was. I remember seeing her in Blockers in the Broken Hearts Gallery. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, like she's been in a lot of stuff. And I usually like her as an actress. She was pretty. She was all right in this one. Um, and I could see people. I bet there'll be a fucking people that'll go, "This movie's really woke. It's about a lesbian couple." Even they at one point mentioned that they could get married now, even though this movie I think takes place in 1999. I'm pretty sure it takes place in 1999, right? Yeah, it takes place in 1999. They said they could marry. They're like a lesbian couple that could get married, and I'm like. No, you can't. It's 1999. I I remember in 1999. No matter, it doesn't matter what state, you still can't get married. If it's still legal back in that day. That was a little bit historically inaccurate. Um, this movie, I'll say this. I was just like kind of this movie was hit and miss for me. The last act kind of did get me back into it because they're like the movie's about these girls who find or get a car, a drive away car. They're supposed to take to Tallahassee, Florida. It has a briefcase in it that these very dangerous people want. And it's not throughout the movie. They don't show what is in the briefcase. They do open it and but they don't show it at first. It's like Pulp Fiction, and you're like, okay, so what is it like? Drugs, money. Uh, it, they keep hinting about like Matt. Matt Damon's will pop up because he's in the trailer, and like you see billboards of him as a senator that's going for re-election or something, and you're like, okay, so it's probably gonna deal something with him because you hear his voice at one point during a phone call. So I'm like, it's gotta be something involving him. So it's gonna probably be drugs, money. And there's Pedro Pascal in a very short cameo. I like Pedro Pascal's cameo. I do. I'm not gonna spoil it. You see him in the trailer, and that's mainly his cameo in this movie. Um, I also like Bill Camp also as Curly. That was a character I wish we could have got more of. I don't know why I love that character. The character Curly was actually kind of charming. Um, it was definitely a Cody kind of character that you would expect. Uh, but anyways, I'll say this: I did not I did not predict where this movie was heading as far as what was in the briefcase. I guarantee you most people won't. Because when it's revealed what the hell is in the briefcase, I'm like, huh. And then why they're in the those things are in the briefcase. You go, that's a weird fucking revelation. And it also involves a fucking weird cameo by, I swear to fucking Christ, Miley Cyrus. Okay, there's like this weird thing that keeps happening throughout the fucking movie that pads. It feels like it's padding out the movie. Like this movie feels like it's like a kind of a jumbled up mess. I don't know if this movie got edited down because it's only like an hour and 24 minutes. I don't know if like there's stuff missing from this movie. I wouldn't be fucking surprised. It feels like there's some jumble, like stuff that just happens. Like there'd be random scenes where there's like a fucking like acid splash back going on, like the drug tripping thing going on randomly throughout the movie. And you're like, what the fuck is this? What is this in this movie? It's not given really an explanation. Really, by the end of it, I really wasn't given much of an explanation, but it does kind of play something does play that you see does play. It is where you're introduced to Miley Cyrus's character. It does play into the twist at the end of what is in the briefcase, and I'm like, what the? That's like this movie is a weird fucking movie, man. Like that, and like I did. Like I said, I definitely did not see the direction the movie was going in. So I'll give it that. Um, listen, I do think this movie. I don't. I haven't looked it up, but I would not be surprised. Like I said, this movie's only an hour and 24 minutes. I wouldn't be surprised if this movie was cut down because it feels like it. And I don't know. Somebody in the comments would tell me if I'm wrong on that. But I give it a B minus because like it's not definitely not one of the best Coen movies. But it's still a Coen movie, and I still found some enjoyment out of it because it is a Coen movie. Um, It's been a while since they've really had a great movie. It's like it feels like about 10 years from it's been since they've had a great movie. Maybe it's time for them finally to get the. Apparently, like I said, I don't know why they're doing this solo work, but maybe they need to direct the movie again together. So maybe that's all they need to do. I don't know. So that's as far as drive away dolls go. Tomorrow I'm gonna be seeing the Demon Slayer movie, and Ordinary Angels. And until then, I'll talk to you guys later.